It's October 3rd, 2007, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm here to educate people and show them that it's time to take care of themselves. I am a breast cancer survivor. I have to speak about this for the entire month because it is absolutely necessary for me to have you understand that you must get your mammograms. You must be checked. You must take care of yourself. And I have to say this, I had 1 year that I forgot to have my mammogram. So 1 year in 2004, or maybe it was 2003, I missed 1 year of a mammogram. So when you think about that, that's 2 years. If I had gone for my mammogram on time that year, I might not be sitting here this morning or this evening with a bilateral mastectomy. So this is why I'm here. Yesterday I talked about alleviating it, but I looked in the dictionary and alleviating is just putting it aside or making it less. That's not what I want to do with breast cancer or any cancer. I want to find out what the cure is and nip it in the bud. I have another tape. It's an 8-minute tape of my breast cancer documentary that I have Ian Anderson's permission to use his music. I've been a very busy girl, and this documentary was in a film festival last year, and it's very important for me to put this on and show you 8 minutes, part of the documentary that I will be putting on in the near future to show you part of my journey through cancer. So I'm going to put on this little tape and show you part of my journey. Be patient with me now. I am the crew. I'm going to go over here, push the button. And
after a routine mammogram, she got the call.
And he said, "You have cancer." And I went, okay, now there goes that road, okay? And this road.
So Madeleine is putting together yet another show for public access, one she hopes will make a difference.
I feel that when something comes up like this phone call, you have no choice. Go ahead, do it, whatever. And this is what's happening. This is what's happening. I'm going to do the journey all the way through so that people can see if they're not to be afraid.
Now Madeleine goes in for surgery next Monday. Her photographer Bob will be videotaping her before and after.
And I'm telling you that I got a phone call this week from Dr. Farmer telling me that I need to go further from a mammogram and be surgically checked. So I'm going to do it on film. And no matter what anyone thinks, I know that this is what I'm supposed to do, because if I can help women to lose weight and feel good about themselves, this is the big one, Martha!
Hi, this message is from Madeleine Chace. It's Dr. Farmer calling. I have just received your mammogram report and we need to discuss the findings. Please call my office at your convenience and I will try to call you again later on today, and if I'm busy I'll try again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.
We're on our way to the hospital, and I'm going to show them my breast exam, my films from Westerly Hospital, and I'm going to see Dr. Stephen Cohen at 11 o'clock. It's December 16th, 2004. I'm feeling fine. I'm just hoping this is just the next step, and they're going to say, oh yeah, whatever. See, they're being nice. I'm feeling comfortable. This is okay. But I've done all the right things, he said, and it wasn't something that I felt. I didn't feel that I had anything. It was shown with the mammogram because I've had one done after another. And I'm not scared. I'm not scared. This is the start of an education is what it is. So if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask people. Absolutely, don't be afraid to ask. Another check in their radiology with my films. So there's a second opinion right there before we even begin, Marie. Does that make you feel better? Right, a needle biopsy. Yeah, and they gave me a book that I'm going to look in. I'm going to look in a book, and they showed me exactly what's going to happen, and I have to wait for a week before they they check out I was just thinking, hi God, are you there? I just got another phone call, and I'm kneeling here plugging in my camera so that I'll have enough battery when the radiologist calls. I want to keep you abreast of what's abreast. Yeah, I have to take this lightly, a day at a time, a moment at a time.
And I hope it's just saying benign. He's going to say benign. This is benign. B-E-N-I-G-N. Benign.
Hot flashes, hot flashes. This is what I look like on day 7. And this was more invasive than most. I've been doing a lot of reading, and mine just happened to be, don't get scared, ladies. Mine just happened to be a little bit more invasive because it was hard to find underneath. But by what I read and by what I hear, it's not like this. So don't get scared by seeing this. I just wanted to show you what women go through. To be honest with you, I am exhausted. I'm okay, even though I was told today that I have cancer. This is going to be a wrap, and at the bottom of the show, it's going to say, to be continued. It is October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I am a breast cancer survivor. On February 24th, 2005, I had a bilateral mastectomy. On the first day that the doctor called me, I picked up my video camera and I filmed 35 hours of my personal breast cancer journey right to the end when they told me that I was cured. I have Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull's permission to use Divinity's 12 Dances with God for my unedited documentary waiting to be shared. This is a most important story. Breast cancer or any cancer is very scary, but I went through it with joy, and this story needs to be told to men and women alike so that they can know that it's scary, but it doesn't have to be the end of your life, and I'm here to show you that. Now, how was that? I watched that and I think it was a dream. I sit here and I watch the black and blues and the hot flashes. And by the way, black cohosh helps hot flashes, because when I found out that I had breast cancer, they ripped me off my estrogen, which was probably the reason why I got breast cancer in the first place. Hi, this is Madeleine, and I am here live in the studio at Westerly, Rhode Island. It is October 3rd, 2007, and I am a breast cancer survivor, and it is October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I just showed you 2 tapes that showed some of the part of my journey that I went through. And the reason why I'm coming on live this week and next week and the week after and all through October is to make you out there understand that you're the most important person and you have to take care of yourself. I just said before I showed this that I had forgotten 1 year to go to my mammogram, and because of that I had breast cancer. And if I had gone that 1 year, and I sit here looking into the camera talking to you to make you understand that you can't do that. You have to be proactive. I talked about this a lot last night, and I'll say it again. Art was asking me, tell people that they have to ask questions when they get cancer and when they're sick. This is what I'm sitting here for, on my yoga ball, because this is my exercise of choice. I sit on the yoga ball all the time, so after I go home, I'm going to have to say, I don't have to exercise. I just did it live on TV. So here I am, Madeleine. I have to breathe real deep because we need to be heard. You need to be out there and heard when you're talking to the doctor. Being proactive was one of the biggest reasons why I did my documentary to show people that when something comes up in their lives, they have to be proactive with the doctor. Don't be afraid to ask the questions and look on the computer and get the information that you need for the illness that you have. I opted to do what I did, but I never tell other women that they should do what I did. Every woman's choice is different. Every cancer is different. If lymph nodes are touched, it's different. If they're not, I was very lucky that I caught it as early as I did, and I opted to have a bilateral mastectomy to make my life easier because I wasn't going to have a mammogram ever again. So I'm sitting here live, Madeleine Chace from Smart Choices with Madeleine, in a special edition this month. Every day that I can get airtime, I'm going to be talking to you out there about having your mammogram, doing a self-check. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it is very important that we talk about it and we make it clear that you can't put it aside. This has to be taken care of. You must be proactive. Breast cancer can be detected, and it can be detected early enough. I'm telling you, I didn't do it early enough. So it's October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and here I sit telling you out there that you must take care of yourself. I tell people all the time that I know that I healed myself from the inside. I was already on a really good food path when I got the breast cancer. It was about 3.5 years after I had lost 65 pounds. And I know that the food that I ate helped me to heal. So it's a whole package. It's not just eating real food to make your body look beautiful. It's eating to heal your body from the inside and to keep you healthy. The doctors don't talk about it as often as they should. I watch a lot of television because I make television, and I watch a lot so that I can see all the misconceptions, and I go back to this over and over again. You got me going on my soapbox, but there's so many misconceptions out there, and I know I'm going back and forth about breast cancer and food tonight, but it's not different. Eating really good food and sitting on the ball and playing outside and enjoying yourself and taking care of yourself with mammograms and pap smears and all the things that are readily available to us. It's a choice to be happy every day. It's a choice to walk in a positive way. I get up every day and I think, how am I going to go do what I have to do later? And it's just one step at a time. Read this. 1 out of 3 women in need are not getting mammograms. You bid you adieu. You are the most important person. I love you.
No, I'm not going to be a troll. Hi, my name is Madeleine Chace, and I'm standing here down the south end of New Bedford, Mass. It's October 1st, 2013, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I am a breast cancer survivor of almost 9 years. On February 24th, 2005, I had a bilateral mastectomy and I saved my life. In the next month, I'm going to go around with pink hair and I'm going to talk to people and I'm going to tell them my story and ask them to tell me their story and really ask people to make sure that they have their mammograms. Okay, I'm ready now and I'm all pink. Ready for the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month again. So if you're out there and you see me anywhere in the city, come up to me and talk to me and tell me your story or anything about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Don't forget to have your mammograms. So every Friday night at 7 o'clock on Channel 95 in New Bedford on Comcast, you'll be able to see people talking about Breast Cancer Awareness Month this month. Bye! Hi, it's me, Madeline, and here we are at Manomet Place on Riverside Avenue in New Bedford, Mass. And as you know, it's October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this is my first interview for my story to help people to be proactive and to get their mammograms. This is Yvette Hicks, and she has a story for us.
Hi everyone. My father had lung cancer way back in the 60s, and unfortunately the radiation burnt his chest and back, so I was really terrified to have him go through that. But unfortunately he ended up dying in 1967 of lung cancer. In the 70s I started working at Walter Reed Army Medical Center. I worked for the oncology people. And I saw a lot of people in the military dying of cancer. I became really close with one of the general's wives. She was very, very special. And she ended up having breast cancer. But again, she ended up having the chemotherapy. I know she was proactive in her dealings with it, but unfortunately she succumbed to the cancer. In 1999, I started working at Southern New Hampshire Medical Center on the oncology floor. A lot of the people were proactive, but unfortunately they also died of their cancers. I would just say, if anyone, again, this is Breast Cancer Month, be very aware of what's going on with you. Do your self-exams, get your mammograms whenever they tell you to get them.
Awesome. That was great. I thank you, Yvette.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, here we are with Barbara Reed, and I'm still at Manomet Place, right? It's Manomet Place in New Bedford, and she's here with a story to help people talking about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Take it away.
I had a lump removed a few years ago, and I was very fortunate. My girlfriend worked in the doctor's office, and she brought awareness to me that I was late for appointments, and thank God that she made my appointment, and I was very fortunate that it wasn't cancer. And unfortunately, a few years later, my mother's best friend, who had cancer in her family, refused to have mammograms. And it's very important to have your checkups, because it's just important. And this woman was so afraid to go that unfortunately she passed away, and her breasts were completely black. And she suffered, and she ended up in a nursing home, and that's how she passed. And there was different emotions. You're angry, you're upset with her. Like, what were you thinking? Your sisters went through the same thing, but they had it taken care of. And unfortunately, she's not with us anymore. And think of your children, your husband, the grandchildren you want to see. It's important, and it's a painless procedure compared to years ago, where boy, they pinch you and switch you and everything else. But it's not as painful as it used to be.
Yeah.
And it's just so important, and it takes an hour of your time.
I think people are afraid to go, but when you go and you find out everything's fine, then it's good. And then if it's not fine, then you take care of it.
Nowadays there's modern technology. You can have procedures that would, help you.
Yep.
I mean, it's not so radical, is that the word? Where you just have,
Well, I went radical. It's been almost 9 years, and I took both my breasts and saved my life. I did.
You're here.
Almost 9
You're
years.
here to do the interview.
That's
Thank
right.
God.
That's
Thank
right.
God. So,
And if I didn't do it, I'd be dead.
right.
I would be dead
Right,
now.
right. And unfortunately, Dolores is not here because she refused. She didn't want to do it, and
Yep. So we have to be proactive. That's the point.
absolutely.
Yep. Take care of yourself.
So call your doctor, make an appointment.
That's it.
That's it.
And we'll see you again next year, for sure.
That's right. And all you children out there, you call your mothers and everything, you tell them.
Tell them I love you. Yes, call your mother today.
Absolutely.
It was nice talking to you, Barbara.
Thank you. It was
much.
so nice to be part of this. And I go every year.
I don't have to anymore, but I did. Haven't had a date in many years, but that's okay too.
Thank you.
Here we are. This is Janet LaValle, and we're still at Manomet Place, and I want to thank the people. They're so nice here. This is a lovely building, Janet.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Real nice. I love it.
Yeah, it's a nice place to be. I remember I was just telling Janet that I used to walk by here when I was a kid to go to Mars Bargain Land to buy my nylons. And records, and they had vending machines for food.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I remember them.
Yeah, but here we are today, and we're talking about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And Janet is not a breast cancer survivor, but she has cancer
In the lung.
in the lung. So tell us your story.
It happened around January. Went to the doctor, had a test done, and they called me, told me they found some spots. So I had to go for, chemo and had that taken care of. I went for 3 months, and it's been a month since I've been at chemo. I'm doing real good. Doctor said, oh, they see it's just one spot, but it hadn't grown. I'm going to keep checking it every 3 months. Other than that, I feel fine.
And the chemo is not that bad.
No, the chemo wasn't that bad. And, my brother, who has cancer, he had it the real bad one.
So the point is to be proactive
Yeah.
when something happens.
Yeah, make sure you get yourself checked. Do your mammograms, anything that has to be done, just to check for lumps, have it checked.
Yep. And then you can feel better afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't need radiation. so
No,
that
I didn't
was
need no
really-
radiation, just chemo for 3 months and that was it. And then they go every 3 months for another CAT scan, and I see the doctor right afterwards, and he'll let me know how the results are.
People can take in many
That's
different
it.
ways, so.
So be proactive.
Yep.
See where your money
Please, don't let it go.
No.
It's very important.
Yeah. But not
But thank you so much, Janet.
Yep. Okay,
Nice talking to you.
nice talking to you too.
Okay, here we are, and with Eileen Maniz now, and I want quiet on the set, cars. Shh. She's going to tell us a story about her friend Hilda.
Well, Hilda and I worked together at a bridal store for 20 years.
Can you
And
talk
10
a little louder?
And 10 years ago, I bumped into Hilda, and she had a bandana on, and she was bald. And I was in shock because she walked into a place looking like that. And she says, I had breast cancer. And I could not believe that she had breast cancer. She says, I can't believe it either. She said, because I didn't have a bust. The lump was bigger than my bust. She says, can you imagine why me? I said, who knows why? But she started having treatments. She went for chemo. And I think it was probably not quite a year, but she had it. And I told her good luck, but we didn't work anymore together. She had got married and this all happened. But I bumped into her like 5 years later, after her cancer, breast cancer, and I saw her and I couldn't believe it was the same Hilda. Her hair was absolutely gorgeous. Her face was gorgeous. I said, my God, what's happened to you? You're so beautiful. She says, I don't know what it was, Eileen. She says, but I got 1 more year to go to take that pill that I had to take for 5 years, and I will be free of cancer. I says, you gotta be kidding, and it's absolutely made you beautiful. She says, I'm so happy with my life. And if you met Hilda, you would not believe. Everything had to be just so, and everything had to be perfect. Well, now she doesn't care. She says, I live every day and say thank you to God because her life has been so wonderful. She said people dreaded cancer. She says, and I dreaded it. The cancer did so much for me. It gave me a new beginning. I can't begin to tell you how beautiful she is. And I just saw her on Tuesday, October 3rd or 2nd, and she says to me, she says, I don't know what that cancer did, but I'm very happy. And she looked fabulous. And I'm not saying everybody's going to have that attitude, but she's very positive about her life. But every day she doesn't take it for granted anymore. And she doesn't think it's important that you have to be so perfect.
Yeah.
You just live for each day and say thank you every time she gets up. She says, I thank my husband, I thank my kids and my grandchildren. She says, but I'm also so happy. I've never been so happy.
Well, there's life after cancer. Definitely.
There is definitely life after cancer. And
Yeah.
I did home care for hospice for 20 years after.
You were saying about a positive attitude.
Yes. One thing that we had to do, we always had to have positive thinking. And believe me, if you don't have positive thinking,
Yeah.
it's downhill. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, because I've seen the negative and I've seen the positive. And when people have the negative thought, oh, I got cancer and it's the end of my
Oh,
life.
woe is
But
me.
you know what? It isn't. And you got to keep thinking positive. And I used to go in because everybody at work used to say, you go in because you will make them upbeat. You know, how do you go into a house when you know they got cancer and they think this is it? But it isn't.
No.
Because I've seen so many have survived. I've seen more survive than die. And the most positive attitudes made it, right through. It was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
The ones that didn't make it, and I'm not saying it's because they were negative, it was just, it was too late. They found out too late or something. But I would say probably 75% of the people I took care of had lived instead of died. Not a disease that you die now.
Yeah.
It's more that you live. You live because some people live with it and they can be in remission for a long, long time. Always be upbeat. I know it's hard to be.
Well, I think I had breast cancer almost 9 years ago, and I think everyone around me seemed more worried than I did. I felt,
Yes.
I'm going to be fine. And I threw myself into doing a documentary about my breast cancer, and I went very radical and didn't have replacement. And it's been almost 9 years. So there's life after cancer,
Yeah.
but you have to be proactive.
Right, you have to. And I love it because it's October 15th and that's my birthday. And it's breast cancer
Cancer Awareness Month.
Yep, October,
it
great
is.
month.
It is. Well, thank you, Eileen. I think this will really help people to understand that they have to really pay attention and
Yes.
take care of their bodies if
Right.
there's anything happening. And
I'd like to say,
stay positive.
yeah, I believe you got to go younger. Because
Yeah, my
now-
daughter's 35. She just
Yeah.
called, and
Yeah.
she's already been because Mama had it.
Yeah,
So
and that's the thing. People don't realize if you got to have it at 25 and 30 to have it. I mean, you should not wait till you're 40
yeah,
because
Yeah.
this is when the friends at work had it, and they were under 40 and they got it. How unfair is that?
telling people to get their mammograms.
Right, exactly. Please do
Nice
it.
talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.